and you mix it with milk.
So yeah, you wouldn't
good
want
in milk,
Nesquik
good in Overwatch. That's all I'm going to say about that. But we're here on Ilios. No diddle-daddling around today, Elfishguy.
I mean, apart from that sentence, that was a bit diddle-daddle. I'm not
Basic
so sure about
diddle-daddle,
that
mate. Let's be real.
That was a really, really rough comeback as well. So,
wow.
Surge,
your life, mate.
Let's see what you've got. Demigod is in the roster playing on the Pharah.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on him as well.
If you're ever going to have a good day on Pharah, it's going to be here on Well, Jordan.
Well, it's going to have to be here on Well because Sydney Drop Bears are going to be a tough opponent to deal with. Billa and Jordation in for them, and Billa in the past has been quite good on the Pharah as well.
I want to see what's going to happen in the Pharah versus Pharah battle, because that would be particularly interesting if Demigod just happened to be better.
Well,
just happened to be better.
At this point, it seems like neither Pharah is interested in each other, which is working out quite nicely for Billa as he just rains down death from above.
Yeah, they give up the point.
They do, they have to, really. You lose a couple of players like that, there's not a whole lot that you're going to be able to do. Billa's going to go on the chase, he's got Bertlog to back him up, and not able to hit any of those rockets. Oof, that was close.
It's a big ask, mate.
It is tough.
To hit at range.
And then you need to hit 2 as well.
Need homing rockets at range, that's what you need.
Look at this damage that he's being able to put out. Rocket Barrage is already up for him. Demigod not having the same kind of an impact.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 ultimates. About to be 5 ready here for the Drop Bears.
It's very dominant right now for Drop Bears. And Billa, he's found the perfect opportunity for that Rocket Barrage. There was no one to deny it.
Except for Demigod.
Yeah, but he was in there late. You know, he was
quite
far over on the left.
Yeah, and literally for the cost of 1 ultimate, Jordan, the Drop Bears by themselves another fight. Yeah. Almost like what we've seen for those EMPs.
It's like that discussion that we were having about that in the last matchup, where you need to sort of not use your ulti until your opposing Pharah's dead. Well, you could just nullify them by sort of out positioning them. That's exactly what Billa did there. Now, Jordation's Pulse Bomb did get eaten. It looked a little bit weird, I thought. But regardless, it's gone.
Oh, did that sound barrier get eaten as well? Yep. It did. Wow. There you go. Demigod coming out with a barrage. Picks up 1. Actually, Surge picking up kills across the board now, but Shoyo!
Demigod went up a little bit too soon and drops right into the self-destruct. So the recap won't quite come across here for Surge. And I shouldn't really say recap because they haven't actually capped.
The actual cap.
The actual cap.
Yeah.
It's not here.
It's not here yet, and well, that makes life a lot harder now as Quats does bring out the Primal Rage. 4-star trying to do damage, trying to do work, but forced away and almost getting picked up.
Oh, that was very close to hitting Fate. Jojo gets the job done anyway. This is not looking fun for Surge at all. It's going to be a 100-0 for me.
This is a lot of time not fighting on the point here, Elfishguy.
Indeed.
Sound barrier coming out from the Drop Bears as well. And as 2 go down, a barrage comes out. That should be that. Drop Bears will pick up well here on Ilios.
Yeah, I want to touch on that Tracer versus Tracer battle. Like you said, a lot of time spent forced away from the main fight for both of those Tracers. And generally speaking, as a Tracer, that's not really the fight that you want to be getting into because it sort of nullifies a lot of the effectiveness that you're going to have for the rest of your team. It's also particularly not a fight that you want to get into if you're going to lose because, well, you, A, spend a lot of time away doing nothing, or essentially you're just fighting a Tracer, which is really irrelevant as far as everything else is concerned. And then you lose, which gives your opposing Tracer much more room to maneuver as well. So it's, you know, interesting to see that both of those 2 players actually decided to take that fight.
I guess it's literally maybe you just feel if perhaps your team is better off not having to deal with that Tracer. If you think that that 5v5, when the Tracers aren't involved, is a better matchup for your team, I don't know. But I think it does. Sometimes you don't even think that far. You just get baited into the fight, right?
Well, it's going to be 4-star versus Jordation again. This time it's on a Widow and not on a Tracer. Close. Did indeed look close, but not close enough, unfortunately, for 4-star. Jordation changing up his position, looking, not seeing a whole lot.
No, not for now, and Dollars picks up the first kill here as the point is about to unlock. Jordation forced off by a Winston. Never like to see the Winston in your face, to be perfectly honest. If you're playing there on the Widow, it can be pretty tough.
Indeed, Surge get the first cap, though.
Nice.
Which is definitely good, getting some time on the ticker.
We'll see how long they can hold. for now.
Well, we have to wait and see if Jordation's going to get a pick here on the Widow. I think that's the entry really for Sydney Drop Bears, or perhaps not. Shoyo just gets the better of Demigod, which is not good news.
Yeah, Dollar's in a bad position as well. You can see there, right up against everyone surrounding him, and of course, it'd be very, very difficult when you get that orb on you as well. So, Coalescence coming out here, Jordan. It's a sound barrier now. You'd like to think the Drop Bears can win this fight at this point.
I think that might have been a bit of a desperation Coalescence, really, other than anything else. Like, it was just trying to keep Surge alive on that point, which unfortunately wasn't able to do. And Sydney Drop Bears, they just have far too many members now available to them at their disposal.
Billifines 2, Primal Rage also used there.
I'm not so sure that Jordation is having a great time on this sniper as he gets a kill on a Demigod, but I think that might be the first one that we've seen him get.
Oh!
Goes down again to 4-star. Has got the Infra Slide up now, available. Both Widows actually do. But I wonder if Jordation's going to stick around on this Widow for too much longer after that Infra Slide if he doesn't get too much done. Because it doesn't really feel like he's having a huge amount of impact. Yeah, of course he's zoning and everything. Just the presence of having a Widowmaker is impact in itself, but...
Oh, there comes both the Transcendence, Jordan, and this Dragon Blade finally actually going to be used. Swings it like 3 times, doesn't manage to hit anyone. It's using a wet noodle, essentially.
Yeah.
And not much to come out of that one. You can see Joel's gone down. Shoyo looking very low as well. Finally, I was going to say was demech, but not actually the case. Uses the self-destruct to get that mech back. The Drop Bears hold the point. We're now even at 46% each. And the Drop Bears looking pretty solid now on this point.
Yeah, I think Drop Bears are going to come away with this now. I'm not so sure that I'm seeing a scenario where Surge can actually retake that point, given how poorly that last fight did go when they pretty much had everything available to them that they would have wanted. Now they're going to have to build themselves more ultimates up and then go for a final fight, which is basically going to be when Sydney Drop Bears have got overtime ticking in their favour.
Billa getting free reign here as the Tracer. That's exactly how you like to play it. No one in your face. Going to have to recall out for now. Demigod finding kills across the board as well. Face goes down. Surge looking like maybe they'll be able to bring this one back at this point. It's getting very close though. Yep. Demigod fighting on the point, trying to push them through. Successfully for now, the capture is coming out, and at 47%, they bring it back. The Sydney Drop Bears 87%. So the Drop Bears need to win one fight to get this across the line.
Well, I'm calling me a little bit surprised. Obviously, I said I didn't think Surge were going to be able to retake that point at all, and Sydney Drop Bears have given up control of that. Now it's there. The onus is on them to try and make this one work now. Surge just has to defend, and actually Surge is in a really good sort of position. Ult economy speaking, maybe not fight speaking, as Demigod and Dollars go down.
Yeah, that's not how you want to start a fight, guys and girls.
No.
Faux show, and the Drop Bears should be able to bring this one back now. They should be able to stop it at 78% or thereabouts. Jumping to the point, the capture surely coming back. There we go. The ticks coming through. They're even fighting off the point here. That's how much control they have. And now they're at 90%. This is a tough one for Surge to bring back. They're going to have to really pile onto the point. Overtime.
Just a little bit too messy there for Surge, losing players early on in the piece. If they would have held that fight, they'd be in a perfect position now, but unfortunately they're fighting from behind once more, and Sydney Drop Bears have got control of the point. They've got ultimates available to hold things off, and Surge just doesn't really have enough to contest with. Demigod still hasn't used that Dragon Blade. Primal Rage comes out from Dollars to, again, try and stall a little bit longer, but that's all that he's going to be able to do with this one. It's a lost cause, unfortunately, for Surge.
There's nothing they can do, is there?
Sydney Drop Bears are going to cap it out, and it's a 2-0.
It is indeed a 2-0, and first on well, very convincing from Drop Bears. Surge, getting a little bit back.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not enough.
That's a pretty good little video, isn't it? I'll see you later.
Oh, that's just cyberbullying.
The BM at the end. By the way, you don't salute with your left hand.
Oh no, that's even more.
Salute with your right hand. Why is he? You don't. That's not how you don't do that.
How do you know?
Or is he waving?
He's got a gun in his hand.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, Jordan, but I'm just telling you. Maybe it's a wave. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was a salute.
Yeah, well, you don't.
Looks like up.
Use your right hand, just so that's clear. Anyway, Kanga was pretty good last game, but that was even more impressive.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we always expected. Really,
it is, to be fair, what we expected. Though, I guess for context, the Drop Bears have had a rather exceptional Contenders so far, except for going up against just one team. So against literally everyone else, they have not dropped a map yet. But then they dropped 4 up against Masterminds. So it's interesting to see where these teams sort of fit in, I suppose. When one team can be so much better than everyone else, but then there's the other team that just does the exact same thing to them. So this week's all about the comeback, and can they prove that it was just a blip, that Masterminds are just better in general.
Yeah.
But we can destroy everyone else, and that's potentially what we're going to see here.
I kind of feel like they've really almost already proven that. This to me feels like a foregone conclusion. I don't want to be sort of counting my chickens before they hatch, but realistically,
especially not over Easter.
In a world where Surge beats Sydney Drop Bears, I mean something crazy like pigs are flying or something like that. It's
what are you saying? A world where there's like talking gorillas and things like in that world?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that doesn't exist.
Well, if you had a Roadhog on a mine from a Junkrat, then it would be flying. Anyway, let's go and look at our next map. Let's go. There we go. We got there.
Okay.
I forgot to push the button. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Need to push that button. Hollywood, though, is going to be the map. Again, I'm not sure that the scenario gets any easier for Surge, but they have picked up a map win on Hollywood in the past, and Sydney Drop Bears have dropped on Hollywood. Well, admittedly, it was against Masterminds, but still, for Sydney Drop Bears, maybe a perceived weakness? I don't think so, though. I think this one's going to go their way as well, we'll say. I already said I thought it was going to be a 4-0 for Drop Bears.
Yeah. I also think it's going to be a 4-0 for Drop Bears.
Well, I'm glad we agree.
But I want to be wrong. I want Surge to get at least one map. If they were to get a map, which one would it be? Would it be Assault? Because they looked okay there on Control.
Well, I'm just trying to think of how Surge has actually gotten their map wins so far, and it all comes back to Milo. When on Hanamura, they had Milo just absolutely going ham on Genji.
Yeah.
Milo's
gone, Jordan.
They were playing around that, but not
no
so
more
sure.
Milo. You're going to have your milk plain from now on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unfortunate. I really do like my milk with Milo a lot more than on its own. Same with my Wheat Bix.
You do, don't you?
But
how are you skinny?
I don't know.
One day you'll learn. You'll get the curse.
Yeah, I'll get huge gains.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
look at this. We have a Junkrat on attack.
We also have a Reinhardt and Zaya on defense, which is a little bit counter to the norm, and I'm not so sure how it's going to work against the Junkrat, actually. Zaya probably will get a fair bit of charge, but the Reinhardt shield may not exist for too long.
We'll get a fair bit of D-charge, unfortunately.
Yes.
So
bit of a trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. 1 for 1. We'll see which one turns out better, I suppose. But for now, not actually been able to get to the point. Here we go, they're forcing themselves out. That's a nice middle. Oh my goodness, that was pretty impressive. I love that. That was very, very good.
I'm not so sure about that, but Billa's definitely getting some work done. He's not being put under pressure. And now that Sydney Drop Bears have got control of the point, look at what that does to Surge. They're stuck in the cafe. And with a Junkrat on the opposing team, that's really not a fun place to be.
No, that's probably the last place you want to be on this first point. When a Junkrat's just firing in grenades one after the other. The Coalescence already available, and Billa says, see you later.
What are you doing to the Billa? They're already dead.
Oh, man. The giggle.
Yeah.
I love it. That was so good. That was literally dive Junkrat.
That was dive Junkrat, yeah. There's no real other way to put it, but it worked. At this point, I kind of feel like Sydney Drop Bears are just trying new things, and, well, it's working. Riptide is available for Billa, and this could be a very scary position to actually use Riptide from, up on that high ground, trying to get rid of the Riptide as it flies around in the air. Surge are going to have some pretty good aim on them to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a little bit more difficult. Here we go, Riptide time, boys and girls. Oh, well, yeah, picking up Gel, that'll do. I'll take that. And Fatebringer not looking very good either. That's both the supports down. Genji almost going down as well, with Jordation trying to chase him down.
Oh, Jordation.
Come on, mate. There we go. Picks them up. The payload continues to push on through. One person on the payload, but that is all you need. Well, this is almost all the way around.
The worst possible scenario, really, for Surge, isn't it? They're literally being spawn camped by a Junkrat on the second point of Hollywood, like the corridor.
And they just throw out the self-destruct as well. That's a little bit BM. It's just a little bit BM.
What sort of a worse scenario could you possibly find yourself in than this one right now? Just look at this. Look at this. How are you going to do anything?
Yeah, and now they're going to lose a bunch of people potentially right here coming into the final point.
This is a slaughter.
Yeah?
You are on fire.
Is there even a payload? Who even remembers there's a payload? What payload?
Yeah, we should get like a little pip up right now with...
Need a payload cam.
Who's on the payload? Is it Bertlog? Oh no, it must be Face. I'm not so sure.
Oh well.
There we go. Yeah, it's Face. Literally just standing there. 3% ulti charge. While the rest of the team is 5 versus 16, Ben. 5v6.
Look at this! That's disgusting. And Tuxedo gets caught out there as well. That's a little bit unlucky.
This is just a Sunday drive for Billa.
4-star, this is your chance. Save your team.
Oh, goodness me, Ben. Oh, my God.
Never mind.
Pulse bomb with both of the supports going down.
This is a massacre, Jordan.
It's a massacre.
This is awful. This, to me, is like in Star Wars, where Anakin walks in and all the little kids are there, all the little Jedis. They're like, I don't know, what does he say? What's happening, Master Anakin? Master Jedi. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. I'm sorry for ruining it, but that's precisely what we're seeing here.
Finally, a little bit of a resurgence here from Surge.
Not really.
They get a couple of kills. That's better than what they've had so far. But I'm not sure how much longer it is going to last. Billa is still alive, going absolutely nuts on the Junkrat.
Has Billa died yet?
Yep, he has.
Now.
Oh, goodness me.
Oh, my man. This is, look, at least they're contesting the point. I will give Surge that much. At least we got this far.
Yeah, well, at this point, it's been the single most dominant map we've seen so far in Contenders, I would say.
Yes.
But Surge are slowly ruining that dream for Sydney Drop Bears, much as the 16-0 dream was ruined for them by Masterminds last week. But inevitably, the results will still come across for Sydney Drop Bears that they do want, and that is a very, very fast cap.
Wow. So what I want to work out here, Jordan, is it just the Drop Bears are that much better, or is Dive Junkrat just that good and no one knew yet? I suspect that it's 100% from column A.
I think it's the former. Not sure about
0% from column
I want to
B.
see more Dive Junkrat, actually. I think that's much more exciting than
that was really good. Those, like, the Junkrat nades were hitting on point. If it was the Cricket Junkrat skin, I would be concerned that he was sandpapering one side of those
the swing was just
grenades
incredible.
because they were hitting right where they needed. Way too good, Jordan.
Unfortunately, can't use skins in Contenders.
Yeah, can't what?
Can't use skins in Contenders.
Yeah, well.
But that was very impressive from Drop Bears. And Billa, come on, give us some more Junkrat. I mean, I'd be happy with Torb as well, actually.
Do you know what? The only thing that could be better, I reckon, than Dive Junkrat would be Dive
Symmetra.
Torb.
No,
Dive Bastion.
Yeah, see, the thing is they don't really have any abilities to dive. Unless you're a Bastion with tank form. Like, if Symmetra could, like, I don't know, if there was a way for someone to sort of bring you along with them, you know? Like, if Symmetra could hang on to Diva's mech and just hold left click. That would be the dream, wouldn't it?
Diva's still overpowered. We're removing rockets. However, you can now bring a friend with you when you dive.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Handles have been attached where rocket pods used to be.
Let's just get like 2 Bastions hanging off the side of Diva, and instead of having rockets, you just have 2 Bastions. You'd be like a Huey or whatever.
No, what? Oh, yeah, I guess. Or what if you could put Symmetra turrets on the Diva?
Yeah, that would be pretty scary.
Anyway, you can see
and a Winston bubble.
They have a very forward hold here, but it's gone.
Drop Bears are just feeling really, really confident, so they hold forward. Obviously, the Arista Shield can go back up straight away here for them, so no real harm done there. A little bit of ultimate charge up pretty early on as well by Drop Bears there, so that's good news. And now the difficult push will start for Surge. 77% already for Billa, and the fight has not even begun.
Yes, my Riptire is very much charging. And Billicam going strong. Will he finally go down here? No.
He's just diving away.
No, he won't. Falls back. Pick up all of the kills. Riptire is now ready to go. And Tuxedo going to be staggered as well, so that makes life a little bit more difficult. You can see Tuxedo still not killed as they play with their food. There we go, ready? Got him.
Droppers are
got him.
Putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah. I think Surge are going to have to go to the clinic after this, to be perfectly honest.
Surgery.
Yeah. Oh, got him. Oh, you been saving that up?
No. I just thought of it then. You never give me any credit.
You have a list of jokes.
I don't have a list of jokes.
I'll take a screenshot of it later. He has a list of jokes. Don't think he's actually that
Don't
good.
listen to anything Sandman says. Look at this from Jordation though. Coming around the back with the Tracer. Fatebringer's not having too much fun in this one. Balls flying everywhere, but none of them hitting Jordation.
Well, finally some kills coming out here for Surge. Real Elfish guys. Jordation does manage to take down Tuxedo, however.
Oh,
no, he doesn't. He just gets the D-Max.
Well, that's
Tuxedo out there with the Bunny Blaster and a bit of a hit to the noggin.
Get your exclamation mark Jordations out for that one.
Oh, no. Here comes the Riptide. Can it stop them in their tracks?
It might. Oh!
No! Demigod, well done. Fantastic work there on the Genji.
Yeah, that might be just enough here for Surge to actually cap across. Shoyo, though, is trying to contest the point. Does get D-mech'd. Onto the point, though, does come Billa with his dive Genji. I mean, dive Junkrat. I'm so used to saying Genji at this point. Regardless, it hasn't particularly worked out for the Drop Bears there.
No.
I mean, they're still holding off. They're still wasting time. So in that case, it is working, but they're not going to win this fight.
Well, they shouldn't win this fight, and there we go. Finally, they are cleaned up. And Surge with 3 minutes 55 capture point A, head on to point B. And they do so with 4 ultimates, Jordan. This is what they need, a clean A to B.
They need it. They need a very, very clean A to B. About as clean as Surge's, but they probably need to 4v2 and have 2 people on the cart to push it faster because they're still behind on time. Right now, Sydney Drop Bears have got control of the high ground as well as the dive does come in. Surge, what are they going to be able to do against it? Well, Fatebringer's got the Transcendence out, which is keeping everyone alive, but Drop Bears just disengage the fight. They're going to go in for another one relatively shortly. Surge needs some picks.
They will, and well, the sound barrier comes out. That'll help. Again, at least they're staggering these ultimates here on Surge, trying to stay alive, trying to push the payload just as far forward as they can. But the payload is actually not going anywhere. And now they're going to get forced back all the way to their spawn point, with the Drop Bears holding a very long way forward as well.
I'm disappointed that Billa is playing Genji now as opposed to the Junkrat. I was having so much fun with that Junkrat, but oh well, it is what it is. Surge probably having even less fun up against his Genji, since now it's really just a full dive comp from Sydney Drop Bears, and they're doing exactly what they want to do. That is diving in and getting kills.
Yeah, Transcendence coming out from Bertlog, and again, the Drop Bears will use that to push all the way forward, push them all the way into spawn. And again, the Drop Bears are spawn camping Surge.
Yes, and the problem for Surge is that they're never really even on the front foot. They're not the ones, you know, it's not 1 foot forward, 2 steps back. It's sort of just 3 steps back, really, for Surge, is that they can't even get any picks or anything like that. They just don't have anything to get themselves into any of these fights.
1 foot forward, 2 steps back.
1 step forward. I mean, even 1 foot forward would be better than what's happening right now for Surge.
Or something. I don't know. But they're running out of time, Jordan. They're halfway through.
Shoyo wants a sneaky.
Oh,
I thought he wanted a
BM self-destruct. Yeah. But they're the best ones. I think it's still in the works.
Look at this setup though from Sydney Drop Bears. It's just a complete crossfire. No, Jordation's having his way with the supports of Sydney Drop Bears.
Yeah, this is really not a fair fight, and honestly, it feels very, very one-sided. Probably one of the most one-sided maps I've seen. It's almost worse that they captured the first point.
Gel's dead.
It's almost worse that they captured the first point, because at least then it would have been over.
I actually do think that this is the most one-sided map that we've seen. Like, no one can kill Jordation right now. I wonder how many kills Jordation has actually got, like final blows.
Look at the stats screen. What does it say?
It says 4 million.
Okay.
It's a lot of kills.
Maybe we don't have a stat screen.
What, are you
Sorry to spoil
questioning
it.
my stats?
You can hear a Dragon Blade in the background. It's going to be Demigod. Maybe. There we go. Picks up one. That's the support down. But everyone else on Surge is down, so it doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things. And,
yeah. Well, I really don't know what more to say about this than what we've basically been saying, Ben. Fate's going to have a Pulse Bomb. Nope. Jordation just gets rid of her anyway. Pulse Bomb's still available.
Okay, what do you do?
You don't go out of spawn on your own.
What do you do when a Junkrat comes flying at you on attack?
Well, it's not even a Junkrat anymore.
No, I understand that, but it's just kind of like you don't even know how to deal with that.
Can anyone even contest this point? Let's find out. Billa goes forward with his Dragon Blade. There is a Transcendence for Fatebringer, so overtime secured at least for Surge, and they're actually winning this fight.
Yeah, they're on the payload. They get a few kills. This is a good start. Shoyo demeched and should, of course, get picked up here as well, but now Surge have to sit on the payload, plant their butts down right here, or at least one of their butts, and see how long they can force this, Jordan.
Well, there's 4 butts on the car right now. 3. But there's no butts available for Surge. There's no way around it. No ifs or buts.
No ifs or buts indeed. They have to force this one out. They have to fight through. They have to win the entire fight all the way through to point B.
They do need to force it out.
It's a very big ask.
It definitely is tough. Fatebringer goes down early on in the piece as well. Shoyo with a very nicely placed self-destruct.
See you later.
And there's just no response there from Surge. Sydney Drop Bears secure map 2 very comfortably.
I want this player of the game to be Junkrat.
I do too. Come on.
Let's go.
Nah, had to be Jordation, didn't it?
What is it? Is here on attack?
It's the spawn camp of the century. Oh wow.
Are you going to hit an F?
Jordation, what? Forster actually killed himself there. Somehow. Must have been with the rockets. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what it was.
And I'm not going to talk about that map anymore. Let's talk about map number 3.
Okay. I hope it goes better.
I do hope it goes better as well. Do you pick Hanamura or do you pick Horizon?
I don't think it matters. I guess Hanamura because they picked up a win on that one once so far.
Okay. Yes, okay. So you Surge.
And that's been their choice so far 3 times.
And you're going up, you're 2 down. It's not looking that great, but you're like map number 3. That's our lucky number / map / whatever.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You try and do better. I want to point out Jordation got 54 kills. Oh, 54 elims.
That's a lot.
So
54
it's not final blows.
All right.
I wonder what the final blows were, but
lots.
I think